You were sunbathing on Palm Jumeirah. You paid for the view of the sea in Dubai. And then, bam! The wreckage of the Shahed falls right on your breakfast. February 28, 2026. Iran has officially declared a holy war. And it's not just targeting Israel. The Emirates are also under attack. The port of Jebel Ali, Dubai Airport, and Al-Dhafra Air Base are all on fire. Tourists are panicking, flights are being cancelled, and the skies are closed. It seems that the luxurious life that the Emirates has been building for 50 years is crumbling under the hail of Iranian missiles. But let's be honest, it's naive to think that Iran will come and erase Dubai. Iran is not a vandal with a sledgehammer. It's a chess player. Imagine that the Emirates is a socialite at a dinner party who accidentally walks into a tiger's cage. She won't fight because she doesn't want to get her dress dirty. Instead, she calmly takes an awl from her purse and pokes the tiger in the nose with a smile. The tiger is furious, but it can't do anything because the lioness is under the protection of the host of the party. And this host is no longer just Uncle Sam but a business partner. Today, we are going to explore why the war in the Emirates is just a scratch war, and why the Emirates is not a country, but a huge corporation whose shares have been listed on the stock exchange for a long time. So, let's start with the facts. You've probably seen the news about the attacks on Jebel Ali. This is the largest port where US aircraft carriers dock. It's located near the famous Palm Island. Or the attack on Dubai Airport, with its drone, evacuations, and panic. On March 3rd, the UAE Ministry of Defense released statistics that would make any analyst's hair stand on end. In the first days of the conflict, more than 1,000 weapons were launched on Emirati territory. Think about this number. 1,000. Of these, there were 812 drones. These fly in a swarm like locusts in a field. 186 ballistic missiles, those that fall faster than sound. And 8 cruise missiles. The Emirati air defense system is, to be honest, brutal. It's American. 755 drones were shot down, and 172 missiles were intercepted. But 57 drones and 1 missile still landed inside the country. This means that the scratch effect has been achieved. The country is in a state of mild stress. Tourism is declining, and people are nervous. However, there is no fatal damage. This brings us to the main question. Why doesn't Iran, which is firing missiles everywhere, cross the red line? Why is it a scratch war instead of a total annihilation? Because the Emirates are too well integrated. It's like trying to hit a computer running your game with a sledgehammer. The Emirates are not just a country. They are a corporation. Their main asset is not oil, but access to the American financial system. Official congressional records show that the volume of Emirati investment funds is more than $2.8 trillion. This money works all over the world. They are invested in American factories, technology, real estate, and in carefully guarded grey schemes. But the most delicious is ahead. Back in January 2025, just 4 days before Trump's inauguration, an Abu Dhabi-based fund associated with the UAE president's brother, Sheikh Tahnoon, quietly acquired a 49% stake in the Trump family's cryptocurrency project, World Liberty Financial, for $500 million. Half of the amount was paid in cash upfront. At the time, according to journalists, WLF did not even have any products. Following this, the Trump administration swiftly lifted its ban on the export of advanced NVIDIA chips to the Emirates. Coincidence? Of course not. This is business. In May 2025, contracts were signed for hundreds of billions, including the purchase of 500,000 NVIDIA chips per year. The Emirates officially pledged to invest $1.4 trillion in the US economy over 10 years. You see, this is the level at which it is simply impossible to erase the Emirates. This means undermining the West's own financial system. This means hitting the pockets of the people who make decisions in Washington. Iran is a rational player. He sees this pattern. That's why Iran is striking selectively. Military bases. Ports. To show, we can. To create a noise that will drive tourists away. But not touch what is truly sacred. Oil infrastructure and financial hubs. The Emirates are now sitting on an ivory toilet, reading notes of protest to Iran, recalling ambassadors, but their sky is covered by Patriot batteries, and their pockets are bursting with future profits. Are they vassals? But vassals who lend money to their sovereign at interest and buy their factories. This changes the rules of the game. And while Iran is scratching the sky, they calmly shift their assets from short positions to long positions, insure their risks, and watch how the situation develops. Because for them, this is not a war. It is a market fluctuation. But there is one nuance. We will discuss it in the second part. You know, it's a bit of a nerve-wracking experience to sit on an ivory toilet when shards are flying around. And the Emirates have already launched a retaliatory strike. But not with missiles. Something much more sinister. So, what did the Emirates do when they realized that the scratching wasn't stopping? They reached into their purse for their financial all. On March 5, 2026, the Wall Street Journal published a sensational article. The Emirates are preparing to freeze billions of dollars of Iranian assets on their territory. You see, for decades, Iran has been using Dubai as its main laundry for circumventing sanctions. Oil has been sold through Emirati companies, and money has been transferred through exchange offices. Hundreds of thousands of Iranians live there. Accounts associated with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps are at risk. These are front companies. And even oil tankers that fly under foreign flags can be arrested. For Iran, this is a bigger blow than the loss of a couple of drones. Access to foreign currency can be cut off at any moment. This can lead to a devaluation of the rial, higher prices, and social unrest. The Emirates, of course, do not want to end their relations completely. They will take a targeted approach. However, they have warned Tehran, one more scratch, and we will cut off your oxygen. And here we go back to our metaphor of the lioness and the tiger. The tiger is angry. It roars. It flaps its paws. It can even scratch the lioness's ear. But as soon as the lioness calmly pulls out a stun gun, in the form of access to US finances, the tiger understands that one more step and it will be chained up. That's why we see this strange picture. The missiles are flying, the air defense systems are working at full capacity, but there is no collapse. The Emirates remain an island of stability in a raging sea, because this island is actually the roof of the largest bank in the world. Relax in the Emirates. The same hotels, the same beaches. But inside, of course, the nerves are frayed. Investors are nervous, tourists are leaving. But business, as they say, is a plan. They calculated this risk when they invested trillions in the American economy. The conclusion is simple. In today's world, power is not about the number of missiles. Power is the degree of integration into the global economy. The Emirates understood this 20 years ago and invested in US stocks. And now these stocks work as a living shield. And what do you think? Will this living shield work further? Or will Iran still decide on something more? Write your opinion in the comments. And don't forget that a subscription is your best asset in the world of information. See you in the next series.